Garfield, you ate all my lasagne.
Well, someone's mad. Someone's mad that someone ate all their lasagna, but then again, you invite Garfield, of course what he's gonna do. That's like basically inviting, Tasmanian
like
Devil not to eat the entire table. And he included the table.
No, it's like having Winnie the Pooh over and not having him eat you at a house and home for honey.
Okay, yeah, that's more like it.
Explain to me, what does it mean to be thick?
What?
People tell me that I'm, quote, thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Is that a good thing? Do you think I'm thick?
What I think they mean is that, well, you're a bit on the heavier side.
So they're calling me
In a
fat.
good way, in a good way!
How else am I supposed to take that other than an insult?
Well, you know humans, always updating their vocabulary. Sick means cool. Hot means cool. Even fat is cool. With a PH, that is.
That's not how you spell fat.
Well, they apparently can't spell thick either. Two C's. Can you believe that?
That's a counterintuitive way to compliment someone. So tell me, Whately, am I thick with two C's?
Yep.
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal?
Thicker than a giant bloody bowl of oatmeal.
Yeah, I'm thick as fuck.
If you were a human, I'll let you sit on me. That's how thick you are.
What?
Wait, maybe you'll get definitions.
Why would you want that?
It's a human thing, right?
That's
Oh,
disgusting.
no, it's all weird, isn't it?
I don't see why humans find that endearing.
Me neither.
Besides, I'd easily crush their fragile skulls with my meaty posterior.
What?
Oh man, I just remembered another one. Give me a moment.
But that's one of those conversations in which where at that point he was about to admit his crush. It's like, I don't know if I should say this or not.
On relation to GLaDOS.
Oh no.
I spent some time researching common human insecurities so I might better insult you. I've discovered that physical insecurities often manifest due to feelings of envy stemming from comparing oneself to others. There are no other humans in this facility. Just you. Therefore, you lack a source of envy that would trigger the feelings of insecurity in your tiny human brain. A shame, isn't it? I thought so too. Which is why I've taken it upon myself to artificially create a humanoid body for myself so that you'll have someone to envy. Gaze upon my new form of perfection and shrink away in your envy. You will never achieve this level of perfection. Why are you smiling at me like that? Stop it.
I do believe that had the opposite effect. Whatever the opposite effect of whatever you were going for, it was very effective. Alright, so let's see. According to this thing here, I should be... there it is right there. Okay.
Oh, you're going after Latias.
I figured it was the first one that I saw down the list, and I was like, let's just go ahead and look for it. Although... no, wait, that's Magikarp. I was like, why is it in the water? And it's like, no, wait, that's Magikarp. There you are. That was a little embarrassing.
Wait, was that Magikarp a different color, or is it just me?
No, it looks...
okay, I couldn't tell. For all we know, it could have been shiny just based on like the lighting on it.
That is true too. But that would have been funny if that was a shiny, in which case it would have been the opposite. It's like normally you've been finding them.
This one uses the Hoenn Wild music from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of which, my own Latias comes from Alpha Sapphire.
Oh.
I think I recall correctly, my first encounter with a Latias was in Heart Gold Soul Silver. And Latias was a roaming legendary in that game.
Yeah.
And the first time I encountered it, I managed to capture it in a netball.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Full health!
And I thought the catch rate in this game was bad.
No, I just got really damn lucky. Just the fact that I managed to get my first encounter with Latias. And it just happened to have been on the first ball I caught it. And not only that, the ball that I used on it had no catch multiplier on it at all because the netball only works on water and bug-type Pokemon.
Huh.
Wait, what happened to the Latias? I wasn't paying attention.
I caught it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No worries. It went
What
in...
ball did you use?
It was the Ultra Ball.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, too, I had a quest to hatch an egg, and after I got an egg, out of the one that hatched was Bregagito. So this is Rosita's baby.
Oh.
And I was like, oh,
Rosita's a mom.
yes. Let's see. Kyogre will be next, and it's...
Which Pokemon did you breed it with?
Take a wild guess. A Ditto.
I was thinking it was El Tigre. They're in the same egg group, I think.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that... Well... Was that a thing? That it could breed with other Pokemon?
Yeah.
I mean, it was one thing if it was the same. But
Like,
I didn't...
egg groups are there for a reason. If
So...
you ever wondered why there have been so many memes about Skitty and Wailord being together, it's because they're in the same egg group.
Did not know that, and now I know that. That's an interesting factor.
Oh, you want to know something even more hilarious?
What's that?
You know Zangoose and Survivor are sworn enemies, right?
Yeah.
They can breed with each other, too.
Irony.
Gardevoir can breed with a Stunfisk. Stunfisk being the Pokemon that's based on a Flounder.
Huh.
You heard it first. Debatably, the most Rule 34 Pokemon of all time can breed with a pancake fish.
So according to
I also ended up managing to luck out a bit on my choice in OCs because, you know how I have Mechachu, right?
yeah.
I have a female Sneasel OC named Ace, and I found out that those two are also in the same egg group.
Okay. We're finding out all sorts of biology lessons here.
So, Pikachu, which is like a mouse rabbit hybrid of some sort, is able to breed with a cat ferret weasel thing.
Huh.
Oh gosh, I just also realized that means he could essentially breed with the cheerleader. You don't know what I mean by that, do you?
I have an idea. There's only one Pokemon that looks like a cheerleader.
What Pokemon are you thinking of?
That one bird with the pom-poms. That is the one I'm thinking of, right?
No, but in theory it should work because they are both electric types.
Oh. Okay.
Hang on, I'll find it. Give me a moment.
I'm trying to think of what else would look like one.
It's a whole bit and everything.
It's a whole bit of everything. Well, this is terrifying.
He's like, I have a Pokemon who's going to help you to climb these cliffs. Imagine my surprise when, instead of a Pokemon, in walks, on two legs, bipedally walks, a full-fledged mean girl bully pop star, a cheerleader with a side ponytail and a fresh fucking mani. She walks up to me and I'm like, who is this adult woman? Like this entrepreneur, this like cheerleader, this pop star, who is she? Where's the Pokemon? Is she behind the model? She's like, walks up to us. like she's joining the conversation of adults. Like this is like an adult woman. Sneasler is her name. She's standing there. She like crosses her arms. She like taps her foot. She looks me up and down. I'm like, okay, she's judging me. Like, I get it. I'm ugly. I'm not you. I'm never gonna be you. I thought I was gonna get a helper Pokemon. Like, but this isn't helping anything. This is actually, you're bullying me. She's bullying me, okay? At this point, she's bullying me. And they're like, she's gonna help you. Just play the flute for her so that she can like open her heart to you, right? So I play the flute. Y'all, she fucking laughs at you. She laughed at me, right? Like, she laughs at us? Sneasler laughs at us. That's not like a thing that Pokemon do. Wire Deer didn't laugh at me. Ursaluna didn't fucking laugh at me. This bitch, this bitch laughs at me. I didn't know Pokemon were capable of laughing at people, but she laughed in my face. I have never been more humiliated in my life. Nothing can ever undo the like hit my pride took. The humiliation of that moment. You know, I knew she was gonna hate it, and she did. She did. She hated every minute of it. She laughed at me. She laughed at me like I'm a lowly little worm. And it's just like, I know you're prettier than me. She has more friends than me. She's more successful than me. As if I even have any pride left for which to be chipped away at. They tell me to climb into her backpack. They tell me to climb into a basket so that she can carry me up the walls. So now I'm in the backpack of a cheerleader, and it's like, I paid $60 for this game. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve to be humiliated like this. She's like climbing up trees and shit like Edward Cullen. You can see my stupid little eyes on her back. She's like, hang on tight, spider monkey. And I'm just like there for the ride, I guess. And I don't know why she's doing any of it, but it's not for me. You know, it's got to be some kind of self-serving thing for her. I don't trust her, and yet I love her. I would follow her to the ends of the earth, and yet I would love to slap the shit out of her. She's just not what I expected from this game at all.
Wow. Someone was flipping not having it, I guess. Just, I never thought of her.
I legitimately do not know if that was serious or not. Because, like, of course it's a Pokemon.
Yeah, but I didn't take any of that. I was like, oh my gosh, she's hitting all the points. She's not holding back, and it's like, huh? It's
what do you
like
mean by hitting all the points.
Well, I wasn't the whole hand on the hip, the whole laughing bit, and then the whole in the basket, how humiliating that is, and it's like I didn't even realize any of that, and it's like, huh? Yeah, she has a point. But then again, that's just her. That's the Pokemon emo thing, stands and stuff like that. So it's like, what else was it gonna do? Just stare at you blankly and be like,
"Hi."
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, the looks more so just it just brings, if it was a serious rant, it just hits the nail on the fucking head as to why I just feel like people are way too overly critical on Pokemon that are bipedal.
We are talking about a series of games that has over 1,000 different creatures, so I mean, eventually it's gonna have something odd that comes out of it.
I mean, around the time that game was new, we were only at 900.
Yeah, so there you go.
I'm just moseying about in the savannah biome, just thinking to myself, which shiny Pokemon am I gonna encounter today?
It'll be funny to see what you get.
Not entirely sure how much I'm gonna be playing for. Oh, hey, you got the Kyogre. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be playing for because I don't know what it is, but this morning my wrist just kind of feels really just cramped.
Eek.
Cabra.
And these are accessed through X and Y?
No. These are from Gen 5.
Gen 5. So that would be X
Black,
and
white, black 2, and white 2.
Oh.
X and Y is Gen 6.
The only legendary's not in the game, from what I remember.
The Chapus!
Right, I forgot about the Tabus.
Okay. I couldn't remember right offhand. I was like, wait a second. What? And it's like, no, you're right. You're right.
And honestly, I think I know exactly why it is that Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde aren't in this game.
Why?
They're to the north.
No. You know, Rio, how there exists 2 different forms of Xerneas?
Yeah.
And how only one of them is available during battle?
Yeah.
They probably didn't want to go through the trouble of figuring out how Xerneas would have been able to work in auto battles.
Isn't Terrapagos also somewhat the same?
I don't know.
It's in the little baby turtle form, and then when it goes into battle, it actually gets the terrestrialized shell, and then...
Yeah, but Xerneas doesn't get sent out into battle in neutral mode.
Yeah, I know.
Like, as far as I'm aware, neutral mode doesn't really have any battle data.
I think this is the first time I'm seeing a Pokemon being this efficient. What's the word I'm looking for?
What would you use to describe the word?
What's the word for displaying more emotion?
Display
Expressive?
Yeah, very expressive, because I'm seeing in the text, may cry or is thrilled to bits, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen...
That's not Cobalion doing that. That's your Shin Pao.
Yeah,
That's-
Shin Pao, but it's like, what did I do to increase this,
That's part
Be a
of the...
friend.
But that's part of the affection mechanic.
Oh, so in other words, it's very very... Whatever the
I
word
like
is.
you very much.
Yes.
It's a byproduct of interacting with your Pokemon in the picnics.
Ah, okay.
And prior to that, it was through the camps in Generation 8. And then prior to that, it was through a game called Pokemon Refresh, which prior to that, in Generation 6, was known as Pokemon Ami.
Man, it just didn't exist prior to that.
Yeah. It was originally introduced so that way Eevee had a new way to evolve into Sylveon before they just decided to retcon it and say, hey, it just evolves the same way Espeon and Umbreon do, just give it a fairy move.
Well, that's interesting. Also, I'm so sorry, Rosita. I am literally having you fight this thing as soon as his attack is at full power.
You mean where it's already at full power? It can continue to use Sword Stance all at once, it's just its attack stats maxed out.
Oh! Okay, well, that works. I was like, how long is it gonna, do that before it can actually attack? But there we go. Ah, there you are.
Terrakion! I see you're taking and doing all of the Swords of Justice in one go.
So they're referred to as the Swords of Justice. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in lore, they are Pokemon that protected weaker Pokemon from humans.
Ah, okay.
So, fun fact about Xerneas.
What?
It has a attack animation in the neutral mode. In Pokemon Go. And it's like special attack animation where it just kind of stands a bit straighter upright. Like it's screaming.
Okay.
It has no physical attack animation though. It is.
So, kind of like how Skarmory and Corviknight don't have any physical attack animation when they are landing on the ground.
Yeah.
Probably should have had
Oh, by the
Bernadette on the
way-
team.
Yeah, I was gonna say... Oliver is probably not the best Pokemon to have to go up against the Swords of Justice because...
They're all fighting
Oh.
type.
And you are an Ice Dark... you are a dark ice type, which means that you are quad weak to fighting.
Yeah.
And it's even worse in the case of Terrakion because rock is super effective against ice. I think the only Pokemon that would be somewhat okay to deal with would have been Virizion because it's a grass fighting type. Meanwhile, both Terrakion and Cobalion have Pokemon types that are super effective against the Ruinous Quartet. Or more so Chi-Pound specifically.
I think the only one of the Ruinous Quartet that is not outright directly countered by the Swords of Justice is Wo-Chien.
I was gonna say Chi-Yu,
Rock.
but then I remembered Terrakion and Keldeo.
Live Wo-Chien reaction to the Terrakion and Keldeo.
Too bad Chris considered, like, the moment that he picked up Wo-Chien, until he came across Chen Pao, he said that the legendary Pokemon of Generation 9 were underwhelming looking.
I did say that, and I still somewhat hold by it, but they started to grow on me a little bit.
Even Wo-Chien? I rest my case.
I feel like Gen 9's Legends feel a little bit lackluster compared to some of the other recent ones.
Okay.
But then you also, if memory serves correct, they've been working on Scarlet and Violet since around Black and White, so it kind of checks out.
They've been working on Scarlet and Violet
I mean, I
for
would
over 10 years.
I wouldn't doubt it.
From what I heard.
I mean, I can see.
Well, that does explain the Blueberry Academy.
It would make sense in terms of like how they've been able to keep up with the demand. They have to have so many projects already lined up in terms of development and stuff like that.
I'm just saying that does explain all the Unova connections.
Ah.
I mean, the fact that the entire DLC for the Indigo Disc, story-wise, takes place in an area of which is located in Unova, the fact that Meloetta can be found in the terrarium, the fact that the music for battling wild Pokemon, battling trainers, and the like, it's pulled straight from the Unova soundtrack. There's outright references to other pieces of Unova music in the terrarium music.
I got a freaking notification when I turned on my Switch that Smash Bros. Updated.
Oh yeah, because Scarlet and Violet has a couple of Pokemon that have been made into spirits for that game.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah!
There's new spirits?
It would make sense depending on how active.
Why is this surprising to you? They've been doing this since they mentioned that Splatoon 3 got some spirits.
Splatoon 3 got spirits? I thought they just outright stopped updating the game.
I mean, you would think that, but because of how freaking popularized that version of Smash has gotten to be, they figured, well, let's try to keep up with the up-to-dates. And spirits don't take a lot of time to develop. So,
Yeah, it's not like they're adding in another fighter.
right. Yeah. It's mostly just like the character icon and then determining what stats they want to increase with it. So
I mean, as cool as that would be to have.
More characters. It's already a big enough roster as it is.
DLC Wave 3 win.
Honestly, at this point, if they ever give us a new fighter, I want it to be one that debunks one of the biggest theories as to why certain characters can't make it in.
I mean, we already had Sora,
And
so
that is an assist trophy.
Waluigi.
here we go.
Like, it doesn't even need to be Waluigi. It could be Springman for all I care.
Yeah, it'd be
Because
interesting.
if it's Springman, that would mean it'd also debunk the costume theory.
Yeah, this isn't so
Like,
much.
don't get
I
me
think
wrong.
Shovel Knight would. I think Shovel Knight would as well.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that certain characters made it into the game in some form at all. But in the case of costumes, the only thing that's really dragging it down is the customization of the Miis.
that's true.
Like, the Shantae costume looks absolutely amazing. But with it being stuck with the customization for the Miis in the base game, as opposed to something like Miitopia, it just, no, it's
falls
like the
flat.
one repercussion.
Yeah.
And then there's Sans.
He was only added in for the meme. Let's not kid ourselves. Don't pretend that it wasn't.
I mean, even Doom Guy was added in there. So, I mean,
And Dragonborn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cuphead made more sense as a Mii fighter because of how it looks.
Yeah.
It works. So,
I forget, was he a Mii gunner or was he a
Yeah.
Mii brawler?
He was a
Mii
Mii
Gunner.
gunner.
And they even have the gunner just like with just like his fingers like this, like he would in the actual Cuphead game.
Right.
Let me see if a timer ball might work. It's been long enough, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Eep.
Dustball might work given that it's starting to get to be pretty dark out.
There we go.
Finally!
Gosh, it wasn't so much
Bring it back.
tough. It was just I didn't want to kill it.
It wasn't tough, it was just tedious.
Yeah. Now then, we'll try one more
Dragon
legend.
is universally a pain.
Yeah.
Oh, you speak from experience.
Pokémon server, it killed my team like 3 times before I was able to catch it.
Ouch.
Wait, aren't you still able to try to capture it outside of battle? Or do they have some shit in place to prevent you from doing that?
Catch rates. It's like trying to catch a
that's where it
legendary
is.
full health with a Pokeball.
I mean, I did that with the Latias and a netball on the first ball
I mean, fair enough. I remember I caught my Regigigas in Black
in Heart
2.
Gold when it was a roaming legendary.
Oh god, that must have been a pain.
I think just the RNG gods was like, you know what, you're young yet, we'll let you have this. First time I encountered Latias, first ball, it wasn't even an actually good ball to use it on. Full health. I got Latias in a netball. I don't think I have the Latias in question with me to prove it, but
Yeah.
it still happened.
I am now remembering the specific reason why I first got an action replay, and it was Mesprit.
But yeah,
Because I had already used my Master Ball on an Abomasnow, and I needed another.
the reason why I said that the reason why I don't have it with me to prove it is because back when my brothers didn't know that just because I share a cartridge with them doesn't mean that I openly allow them to mess with my save.
Yeah.
I was trying to get legendaries through the GTS, and in order to get a certain legendary, I had Zekrom, and I was trying to get Reshiram. They traded the Zekrom that I had and another legendary I had previously for 2 Reshirams.
Ouch.
And then another instance, thankfully it's not as severe, but you know how I have a 3DS that doesn't like to keep a charge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my graduation day, my older brother snuck out my original 3DS, knowing full well that the charge on the battery wasn't the best, and decided to look through my Pokédex on Pokemon Alpha Sapphire.
This is how trust issues are born.
He also, when I was having to live with him, he had a couple of friends over for a game night, and my phone did not like to keep a charge either. In fact, it would trick itself into thinking that it wasn't on the charger and drain the battery faster than it would have been when it wasn't on. and deliberately unplugged my charger so that way he could have his Switch Pro Controller charging. He has held it against me ever since.
Bruh. I'd have snapped the controller in half. I don't care if they're $60.
Like, when I was still living with him, whenever he brought up the fact that he was playing on the games with his Switch, he mentioned that, oh, I need to be careful not to unplug my brother's phone charger. I was like, thinking to myself, you are never gonna fucking let it go, are you? Also, hey, Verizian, hey.
Hey, it is the organic iron leaves.
Maybe this one won't be as hard. Especially now that we've already got in the red.
I think out of the three, Cobalion was probably the easiest. But yeah, that just got into a bit of a tangent.
That's fine.
A really agitated tangent, but like, it's still a tangent.
It's good to let it out.
You have no idea how much I want to make a fart joke.
I believe Verizian was the easiest.
Alright.
Oh, by the way, despite me calling it Verizian, that's not actually how it's pronounced. It's pronounced Verizian.
Verizian Wireless.
I just think Verizian sounds better.
I can
Yeah.
see why. But alright, I think that's enough legendary catching
It's the
for
reason
a while.
why I prefer to say Skiddo instead of Skidoo, Reggie Ice instead of Reg Ice, although that reason it's because Reggie Ice came first officially.
Reggie Ice!
Yuki, Reggie Ice!
Reggie Ice!
Reg Ice!
Alrighty, well, welcome back. It's been a while since you came over to see if you could get any snacks, but let's see how you're doing on those BBQs, huh? Having the besties! You got and done 10 solo quests! I say you've earned yourself one of my special snacks. That there's an Entei treat. You know, Entei frightfully rare, that one. Not your run-of-the-mill Pokemon either. Speaking of Entei, I do recall encountering it in my younger days. Would you believe I simply ran smack dab into Entei while out adventuring in Paldea? You know, the stretch that dotted with mines and everywhere you look, there's another hole. Well, there was Entei popping through those caves like it was having a grand old time. I don't like to be outshone, so I did my best to keep out of with the feller. Woo-wee, that was a chase. We ended up all the way to the coast side by side as we gaze out over the endless blue. It loves that snack you got there.
Excuse you.
Pardon me. Give him my best regards, if you don't mind. Alright, let's see, you done 20? Oh, having the besties, how about that? I say you've earned yourself another snack. That there's a Moltres treat. You know, that one there's another frightfully rare one, like all the other ones. I've encountered this one in my younger days, too. Did I ever mention that I was a good rock climber? I'm really good at that. It was a nice day, a nice sunny day. The sandstorm were kicking up the whole desert. My mouth was full of sand. Gosh, bleh, have you ever tasted sand? I was about ready to call it quits when Moltres appeared in a blaze of glory. So bright you could see it through the blazing sands. I don't know if it meant to cheer me on, but it certainly did, and I completed my climb that day. It loves those snacks much like the others. Give it my best, would ya? Let's see, how many of these? Oh, heaven mercy, you've done 30, dadgum. Here's yourself another treat then, huh?
Sogaleo.
Sogalair.
Leo.
Sogaleo.
It's like Galileo.
Galileo.
Galileo Figaro.
That there's a So Galileo treat. You know, So Galileo.
Close enough.
Frightfully rare that one is. Speaking of, I do recall encountering this one as a young feller too. I'd gone and paid Paldea Pokemon Lead a little visit at the fine building they've got there. I was just admiring the structure from the outside when one of the staffers noticed me and invited me in for a better look. They took me up to the observer deck, all done up with the logo of theirs. I was looking towards the academy and enjoying the view when a shadow flew across us. I kid you not, young friend. It was right there. It was only there a moment before it dashed right off again in a flash, so I couldn't even get in how do you do and all that stuff. You love that snack too. Give it my best, would you? Alright, let's see how well you're doing on your BBQs. Heaven to Bessie, you done 40, daggum. I'd say that's earned you another treat. That there's a Suicune treat. You know, Suicune's a frightfully rare one, that one is. I recall encountering this one as a young one as well. Spotted this one while I was over at the famous lake you've got in Paldea. We ended up having a little contest of skill, seeing which one of us could get all the way to shore fastest. We were off like a shot, but that Suicune, well, it runs right over the water. Now, don't it? Me being just your everyday human, the best I could manage was a nice, solid backstroke. It was a fine race, though, mighty fine. Even if that Suicune did end up beating me by a whisker. It loves a snack too, so give it my best, would you?
You think maybe you could try to make yourself sound a bit more like Beetle from Zelda?
What?
You know, Beetle like, thank you!
Alright, I'll try. Heaven to Bessie, you done 50 solo quests. I say you've earned yourself another treat. Here you go. Cub food, nice. That there's a cub food treat. You know, cub food, frightfully rare, that one. Not your run-of-the-mill Pokemon. Speaking of cub food, I do recall this one particularly as a young one as well. I was venturing off in Paldea when I saw cub food training. I ambled right up to it and asked, "Ooh, hard at training, are you?" Why, the two of us got on like a house on fire. We trained together for a time till Cub Fu seemed to be itching to move on. But it left me a gift. It plucked up all of the bamboo shoots that grew nearby just for me. It loved that snack I got there. Give it a little howdy do for me, would you?
You think maybe I could try one of these attempts?
What?
You think I could try my hand at voicing it?
Sure.
Hey, Mr. Betsy! You've got to completed 60 solo quests! I'd say you've earned yourself for the best special snacks, Black Rouse! That there is the Zapdos treat! You know Zapdos rightly ran that one! Now you're running a real Pokemon! Speaking of Zapdos, I do recall this one particular encounter when I was a younger feller! I climbed up the very tippy top of one of those lighthouses you've got in Paldea, and I was taking a view over a distant city. When, would you believe it, the heavens broke wide open, and the rain started pouring down on me. I thought I'd better get out of that mess in a hurry, so I headed back down. Then the whole sky lit up with a huge crash of lightning, and Zapdos came flying out of nowhere. It blew right by me, quick as a flash. It loves that snack you have there, so you might just have a shot at meeting it too. If you run into Zapdos, be sure to give it my best. How's that?
That's good. That's good.
Emerson Betsy, you've got to complete 70. I'd say you've more than earned yourself one of my special snacks. That there is the Glistry treat. You know, Glitstream is friendly, man. Not to run into the Pokemon. No, not at all. Speaking of Glitstream, oh yes, I do recall a particular encounter when I was a younger fella. Yes, indeed. I was off hiking among the Paldean Peaks for a bit of fun. Mountain climbing is a bit of a hobby. Did I ever mention that before? I could have sworn I mentioned it at least once or twice. I was trekking up and up these snowy hillsides, and I figured I must have been nearly to the top when I came across some ruins. Perhaps there had been a house once. The walls still looked sound enough that I thought that I could maybe just take something there and have myself a little rest. No sooner did I drawn up closer than this Pokemon appeared. White as the driven snow. Glitstream had been sleeping inside when it popped its long face out. The fright nearly froze my heart solid. I think I might be a ghost now. I love the snarky out there, so you might just have a shot at meeting it too. If you do run into a Glitstream, be sure to give it my best.
Oh god.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, you managed to complete alien. Oh boy. Oh, here, have another treat. Take it or else I chuck it in your face. That there is a whole treat. You know, whole. Friendly bird out. We're not your run-of-the-mill Pokemon. Speaking of whole, I do recall this particular encounter when I was a younger fella. All these are from when I was a younger fella. I must have the luck of a god. Now then, this real tale from those long ago days when I started out as a trainer. No, they didn't want you. I was down in Southwest Factory and you testing waterfalls down there. Oh yes, quite nice waterfalls. The water was rather clean. Anyways, I'd been up there feeling down training with the others to try to make my Pokemon stronger. I needed it so that way I could beat the gym leader there. I don't know. And then, appears in the sky above me. Glistening and sparkling bright as you ever did so. Oh yes, I think that's why it's called a rainbow Pokemon. I'd be sure to like to believe that it had been there to carry on when I was fighting so hard. Oh yes, not even a doubt. Anyways, it likes a snack too. Say hello for me.
Oh gosh. Oh god. Oh.
Who do you think does a better job of it, me or you?
You alright, Mech?
I might need a drink. I'll be right back.
Oh gosh, my cheek hurts. Oh Lord Almighty, I swear.
I don't know why, but Snacksworth reminds me of, I think it was Mr. Hippo from Five Nights at Freddy's, where he just keeps rambling on.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Alright, back. I got myself some drink. Let's continue with this. Oh boy, you got about that. How much did you get some? Oh, 90, yeah, that's really nice out here. You have a treat. It's restaurant treat. Oh yes, I like restaurant. That's a restaurant treat. You know, restaurant friendly mail. That one, not your run-of-the-mill Pokemon. No Cerebop. Speaking of restaurant, I recall this one particular encounter when I was a younger fella. See, I saw a restaurant with my own eyes, just like every single one of these Pokemon that's been under the sun. Anyways, it was in a time where I was a lot of hard-working folk, like, it's time to get their hands dirty. And I climbed up to the outside. I never mentioned I'm a good climber. I think I mentioned I'm a good climber. I'm not entirely sure if I remember saying that or not. Anyways, I took the nice height and to look upon all the hard work carved into the landscape. I was just remarking to myself what a fine show of effort it was. When it seemed that I felt a processing nearby. And then I turned and bam! There it was! Mr. M right by my shoulder! I forget it must have been like a good old-fashioned hard winter. I think you really enjoyed it here. I think so. Anyways, so yeah. Oh boy. I didn't let a drink. And I also need to pick a piece of music to play.
Gosh. Oh, my cheeks, they hurt, but I can't stop. Oh, gosh. We just made Snackworth just like literally the kookiest old man that could ever be formed. Oh.
He looks like a monkey.
He's Chimchar in human form.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
Now let's see. How many of these have you been tipping away at? Oh, ever since you got 100 of them. Well, good job. After you earned yourself one of my special snacks, Fat Crush. Oh, that is Groudon! That's a Groudon treat! Right for here, that one! Now you're running milk Pokemon. No. I recall seeing this one particularly when I was a lot younger. I'd snarl Groudon once back in these days when I was adventuring on Poundland. I mentioned I was a good adventurer. You know the time that each character surrounded that one town. I can never remember. Excuse me. I can never remember the name. Anyway, the name don't matter. Except to say that was the place where I found the feather. I thought to myself, where's that Groudon? And I gave him a big wave of my arms to say hello. What else are you supposed to do when faced with the continent Pokemon, I ask you? Actually, there's actually two different Pokemon that are continent Pokemon, and there's that, and then there's Torterra. I think you should know that. No, Torterra is known as the continent powder. Not the continent powder. Continent Pokemon! Meaning that it's either the embodiment of a landmass or it has really good control of its bladder. Anyways, I did that. Then it showed me its huge fearsome claws, and it did. Oh yes, very fearsome. Probably could puncture a human in one single swipe. Anyways, it loves your snack of yours, so give it to it next time it's around. Be sure to say hi in my regard.
Oh.
Oh, we know a few Groudon.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
I'm starting to sweat.
You're sweating? My cheekbones! I swear, I'm gonna
have a lot of energy for this, okay?
I swear, my cheekbones are gonna have a permanent, like I'm gonna have the grin bigger than the frickin' Joker. And that says a lot. Oh, gosh.
Let's see, what else do I want to use?
So you're saying you'd have a smile?
Yeah.
Sans.
I'm just curious, how many more do we have? Let's see, we still need, Articuno, Raikou. What else are we missing?
Excuse me.
I think you're still needing Articuno.
Yeah, I need Articuno, and then I'm needing, Raikou. But I think that's it. Those are the only two that we're missing, so I guess we might as well finish talking to him at this point.
Alright.
But I'll take over for you, give you a little bit of a break. Because doing Snackworth is one of those things where it's just like, it's mostly kind of repeated dialogue, so at that point you just might as well just go ahead and do it as exaggerated as possible. Well, welcome back. Let's see how you're doing on those BBQs. Having the best, you've done 110. How many of this? Daggum. Oh, well. Anyway, let's see. You deserve a special treat. Oh, Latios.
Latios. Yeah, you needed that one too.
I forgot about that one. That there's the Latios treat. You know, Latios is frightfully rare, that one. Speaking of, I do recall encountering this one as a younger fellow as well. One day I ran smack dab into it, brazen as you please, while I was up.
Hang on. I'm gonna let you finish, but I need to have you guys listen to this without the effect on here, cause
It straight up sounds like someone farting.
What?
Listen.
It does.
And now here it is with the effect applied.
one day I reached spectacular to the breezy as you please while I was up in the Northwest Foundation. We couldn't speak each other's language, but I get the feeling that he was telling me to follow it. So I gave Jason and Adios flew off, and I ended up climbing these mighty steep cliffs. I'm a much of a good climber. Next time I looked up, I realized I'd come to a small lake nestled in between some jagged cliffs. It's a secret spot, all right. If that's a snack there, I dare show my lips up. You make it shy fighting games. Say hi to me, okay? Bye.
Oh gosh.
Excuse me.
Let's see how you doing on the BBQs. Having the best of you. Down 120. Daggum. Yeah, I'd say you've earned yourself another treat right there. That there's a Raikou treat. You know, a trifling rare one, that one is. Speaking of, I recall encountering this one as a young fellow as well. Yes, there was a day me and old Raikou went racing up a mountain together. That Raikou is no slouch, that's for sure. Kept dashing past me and taking the lead. Daggum, that thing was faster than Roadrunner. I was huffing and puffing and muttering some colorful things as I chased that wheelie Pokémon. But in the end, we were sitting side by side at the top of that peak, gazing out upon the masses and majestic desert that covered the land to the north. You love that treat, so give it my best, would you? Oh, God.
Okay, we need to read the next one together.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Now
let's see if you've been cleared away on BBQs or not. Blackross, having the best, you've got to complete a 30 solo quests. I say you've earned yourself one of my special snacks, Blackross. That there's not a good treat. You know, Articuno, frightfully rare that one, not your run-of-the-mill Pokemon. Speaking of Articuno, I do recall this one particularly encountered. See, I found this lovely pond upon the snowy peaks of Valdea and had to decide to flip.
Overstimulation the live stream.
When would you believe it? Our current swooping down along the nearby waterfall instead of flying above me, singing away.
I think it might have moved me.
Me?
It was just a blink I was, but not really speaking with Articuno.
Rose. Before I knew it, it was morning again. It loves those snacks you got there. You might as well have a job eating it too. If you're running to old Carluno, give him a shot. Well, look, knocking over the feathers. Look like you've completed cleared all snacks. Simply goes to show how much work you've put into BBQs, Blackross. I'm afraid I have no more snacks, but please stop by and let me hear the old tales now and then. Oh.
He never says anything to you ever again since after doing that.
Gosh.
I had a feeling that was the last one, so I may as well get both snacks worths together.
Oh. Oh.
Forget the next part of the highlight reels. There should just be a highlight reel for Snacksworth alone.
I think I might do that, actually, in all honesty, considering the fact that both last time and this time took equally about, 15 minutes apiece, maybe? Depending.
I guess.
I can't remember. I lost track of time.
Snacksworth here? I was not meaning to sound like Scooby-Doo.
Oh, gosh.